Good evening. Welcome to It's Okay with
Rose.
and Maria.
How's everyone doing?
How are you guys?
We're good here. We're enjoying this weather. Getting ready for my niece's wedding this weekend. And it's going to be fun. It's in Florida. How about you, Maria? Any plans for the week? Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I just have work this weekend, and I think I might be going to Hoboken, which is really fun.
Oh, nice,
Yes.
nice. So I saw you went to the city, or you went to the memorial in Jersey City?
I did a Liberty State Park. They have a 9/11 memorial. It was very nice, and the sun reflected off of the buildings. Not the buildings, I'm sorry, like the towers that they have. So it was actually really pretty.
Yeah, I think I always love to take a snapshot when I'm driving into the city, especially the way the sun glares on it. Nice. So today we are bringing you the topic of finding your purpose
Or finding your identity.
or finding your identity. Yeah. As women, I know we had talked on it a little bit last episode, just being more than enough, right? And that's ties into finding your identity and purpose. And what does that mean? There's a movie that kind of came to the surface when I thought about this, and it's called It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Christmas movie, and always thought about George and how he he wanted to get out of that town, and he had all these big dreams, and he wanted to be an architect, and he wanted to travel the world, and he just stayed put and waited until his brother was done, doing what he needed to do, and come back and run the family business. And but that didn't work out. So George was found himself staying in this town and not traveling the world and not fulfilling his dreams or his goals or his aspirations, and just staying stuck. It's a very interesting story, and I won't tell you all of it in case you haven't seen it, but it's a classic, so it's a must see. It's a Wonderful Life. You know, in that movie, he just, was so angry because he didn't live, his dreams. And, but not always what we dream about is really what we're supposed to be living, right?
The reality.
The reality of what our purpose is. Sometimes it's just those steps that we have to take, and the people that we meet along the way, or the jobs that we're working, and the skills that we're building is to get us where our purpose is. Whether it is touching the hearts of people, whether it's being creative and crafty, whether it's designing, whether it's, deciding later on that you want to, go and become a doctor or a nurse or a therapist or, an electrician. But sometimes we have to walk paths before we get there. And the other piece too is talking about George and running his family business. Cultural. Cultural. We tend to fall into what our cultural platform is. And what is expected of us. Whether it's culturally or whether it's our parents' beliefs, or their dreams. Where it becomes generational. It becomes where our parents and their parents and their parents maybe didn't fulfill their dreams, or their purpose. And when you have a child, I've seen for so many years, through the years, where parents impose those dreams that they didn't get a chance to fulfill on their children. And they put such pressure, and then we become of this world that people are just living their life and just doing things because that's what's expected of them. And, that is okay if it suits you, if it, resonates with you. But, in order to become the best of who you are, there's that little voice that's in our head, and there's that little feeling in our gut that says that, we want more, or what, our passions, what are our dreams. And if that dream is there, that means it's there for a reason. So don't be afraid to reach out and go for it, even if it's not successful. Many failed, attempts led to other directions that were successful. And Maria, you pointed on something with, you know, um, the goals and your drives and your passions. Do you want to add on that?
Something I do have to say, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to find, your talents, as Rose said, your passions. And that goes with a lot of experience, school, family, friends, depending on what they like and what they do. But altogether, you really have to spend time on your own to really find, yourself or what you truly do like, because end of the day, you want to be doing something, especially for your career, that you enjoy, not that you dread every day. I think finding that is really important because you want to have a family, you want to have a nice house, you want to have this, you want to have that. Everyone, has a list of things they want to do. And, you have to be willing and happy and, motivated to do that. So that's a big part of finding yourself because at the end of the day, it's just you and you have to be happy. Which, also branches off our first episode if you have not watched that. But finding yourself, being happy within yourself, all ties a role in finding who you are as an individual. So.
Right, right. And when I know for myself as, an older woman, and I've worn many hats, and I have so many different, ideas, and, it's a joke, because people will say, "Oh, you're always busy and you're always doing something and you're always, where do you find the time?" And, everything I've done and do has always been a burning passion. I do it because
Yes.
I love it. I have fun with
Do it
it.
because you want to do it, not because you're forced to do it.
Yeah. And I'm not ashamed that if it doesn't work, and I
You don't
have
give
to
up right
close
then
the
and there.
right, and
Yeah.
I have to close the door to that. It's okay. It's okay because I would have never known what it was like if I didn't try. And that's what it's about. Trying just anything. You know what they call bucket lists, right? Bucket lists because, out of trying is only when you're gonna find.
Which actually takes me to the next topic that I wanted to talk about. You can't let your mistakes define you. Like Rose said about the trying, if you tried and you failed, it doesn't mean your life is over. You may feel that, for a couple seconds, but you're not going to let it, you know, ruin your day or just ruin your whole outlook on it. Life is about trying a whole bunch of new things in a lot of different aspects. So, a big part of finding yourself, it's not all flowers and butterflies, like, and unicorns. You're going to fail as well, and that's okay.
You mean it
It's
can't be a bed of
okay.
roses?
Or that. Just the reality of it, what Rose is trying to say. You really have to try and, maybe go out of your comfort zone a little bit to figure out what you want and what you're really here for, you know. I'm religious, as we talked about in the last episode. So I think,
As
God,
I am.
yes, God has a plan. I truly do believe in that. But it's our job to take on that plan, and it's not going to be right in front of our face. Like we have to work towards it and really find it.
And I find when you bring up God, and I think that's a really important piece in our life, is when you are living in God's Word and you're living for God, and you get closer to learn about Him. You tend to see things a little bit more clearer. Not saying that it's easy, because it becomes harder, but seeing, praying and just spending time with God and, in His Word, and just helping to find those answers and who you are and what purpose he has for you, because we are an instrument. We are his vessel. And
He
and
did sacrifice himself for us.
right.
So.
And for myself, I am a nurturer, I am a caregiver, and everything I do is with that purpose, is to be help to someone in need. I'm very empathic to
As am
other
I.
people.
Yes, we're
As
both that way.
yes,
That's why we
and
get along so
that's
well.
why this works. But I love you dearly, and I love your heart. And you in itself, you are going into nursing, and that is just an amazing work of God. To be able to put yourself and selfless, to put yourself there to help others. So, how do we work towards that goal? And you know, we just can't always plan things, right, Maria?
You can never plan it, and how people say, like, expect the unexpected. It's gonna come out of nowhere, and there may just be a point where you realize, okay, this is what I was meant to do.
That's
right?
that aha moment.
The aha moment. Yes, that's what a
Yeah.
lot of people call it.
Yeah.
I think at one point or another that's going to happen, and even if it does happen, you can fail. I just want to reiterate, you can fail, but it doesn't mean that you're going to stop trying right then and there either. Because we're not people who give up. We try. We try our best, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So.
Something happened to me not too long ago. COVID really, hit the world really hard. And we found ourselves disconnecting in the physical sense to what we knew, what the everyday norm was. Whether it was going to the supermarket and, going shopping and, engaging with other people and just connecting to the other energy. Because that's what we are. We are energetic beings, and we fall off of, we, kind of, feed off of all that. And what happened with me is I decided to just become a caregiver. I wanted something more. My job, I'm a property manager and, in real estate, and I just wanted more. I found myself home. My husband was home, working from home. Everybody was home. And there was an opportunity that came up that there was a family that needed, someone to help with the parents. And it was a great opportunity. And but the saddest part is when you're caring for the elderly or someone who's sick, that time comes to an end at some point. And for me, I never realized, and that was a big lesson for me. As much as I was like, I want to care for people, I want to do this, but I was successful, but it didn't stay with me because it was so hard, because of the emotional piece of losing that person. And you grow connected, and you don't, you lose yourself.
Spend a lot of time with them. There's a lot of factors.
Yeah, and so I lost myself for a while, and then I realized.
I'm sorry about the dog.
That's okay. I learned that it's okay. It's okay if I didn't want to do this anymore. It's okay that I wanted to move on. But I know for a short time, and it was everything I know to that family, that I fulfilled a purpose. And that is what we're here to say, is that your purpose doesn't need to be lifelong. It could be for a moment. Right, Maria?
Everyone goes through phases and, different parts of their life that they're supposed to go through to get, to the end.
Which
and not
growth.
not saying death. I mean, to what they're really supposed to do, and a lot of different aspects of where you're living, who you're going to be with. There's a lot of things that play a role, and some things aren't meant to be forever, and it's okay that it's not, because that's just how life goes.
It is okay. Well, that we're going to conclude our show, and hope that you
Got something
got
from
some
this?
things from this, and maybe think that, okay, I don't have to see Bentley over there. I don't have to be doing this forever, but we can always just do things in short, right? Those short
Yes.
films. So thank you again, and
We will see you next
we'll
week.
see you. All right, take care.
Have a good night.
Bye.